It's one thing to develop a policy describing an ideal state, it's quite another to turn that into reality. As the many GFTN participants buying and trading forest products through the years have discovered, it's a major undertaking to find out what's in the supply chain. For even the largest companies, it's a process that requires enormous effort and the willing cooperation of their suppliers and their sub-suppliers. GFTN participants have shown an enormous capacity to innovate and modify their own and their suppliers' practices. Some companies have invested heavily in staff and other resources to actively manage the supply chains, often in faraway places. Others have changed the investment strategies, even buying into their own supply chains to ensure first-hand certainty of product origin. A great many have developed internal systems that revolutionise how they buy the product, and all have communicated to the supply chains what they need and why they need it. Market demand has consistently been the great driver of change. Through sourcing choices, GFTN participants have helped generate a growing demand for supply chain transparency, as well as better forest management practices and certification around the world. When abstract policy becomes clear business propositions, and this message is conveyed all the way back to the forest, things begin to change. And change they have. Today, GFTN participants account for around 15% of the global supply of forest products. Over the past 2 decades, the markets for forest products have changed enormously. 20 years ago, key concepts such as traceability, verification, chain of custody, risk management, due care and due diligence were largely theoretical. Today, they're the common language of much of the industry, connecting through supply chains the largest leading retailers to the humblest of producers. Working in tandem with developments in legislation and certification practices, GFTN has been there each step of the way, guiding and assisting companies committed to driving change in responsible forestry and trade.